All right, let's check it. Just first line, I screwed that up. All right, multiple days late on this, but let's check out the Spooky Pinball's Looney Tunes pinball machine.
All right, so we are in our Anvil multi-ball and Giant Rocket multi-ball. Collecting as much as I can for those.
Bug, I'd like to hear the game. I want to make sure that it sounds good, so keep it down a bit.
I got a scoring multiplier going as well, which should help really blow the score up. We just collected the TNT Add-A-Ball, so now we got a third multi-ball stack.
Bug, shut up. Let us hear the game, please.
Yes, stacking 3 multi-balls, really cool. All the kids love it. You want to do it. But now I got to work my way back up to getting each of these. It's probably a bit wiser to go and...
God! Damn it. I just want to hear the game. What's up, guys, and welcome back to my channel where I talk and do everything pinball, and a special thank you to the over 9,100 of you down there that have hit the subscribe button. Look, I get it. Corwin, you're excited about this game. You've been working on it for a long time. You want to talk about it. You finally can talk about it. And you're wanting to give us all the information of the modes and the code that you possibly can in this one video. But I really wanted to hear more of the game's audio. We get a little bit of it, but I wanted to hear more of it. And I'm sure we will in the future. You'll do future streams and everything like that. That's fine. But would definitely like to hear more of the sounds and music from the game. Now, I've already kind of given my initial thoughts and feelings on this to my patrons out there, and I haven't done a video, and by all means, I apologize for that. There was a couple of other videos I wanted to get out, but let's get down to it. I have just a few items to go over, some little notes, little bullet points within this game that I'd like to just discuss, and there's nothing really to talk about when it comes to layout and design that I didn't already go over in TCM. They are both the same layout, so nothing much changes there, because it's the same layout, which I already have discussed. In case you didn't watch that video, I enjoy what this layout looks like. It's original. We've got lots of ramps, lots of flippers, lots of different ball paths. This looks to be their best shooting game yet. Some of you are not liking how there's so much orange in this game. This is where I show a little bit of bias, because orange is probably up there as one of my, if not my favorite color. So I don't have a problem with that. But even aside from it being my favorite color, orange is a very dominant color in Looney Tunes. Just search Looney Tunes and I'm pretty much going to guarantee you that orange is a very primary color in the art. And there was concerns about, well, from me especially, in regards to powder coating on the ramps. They've specified that with all the what all they've done with the ramps and the method that they've done it and all the testing and everything, they have not had a single issue with powder coating and them losing or flaking off. And they've also specified that if for whatever reason you have their game and it does become affected by powder coating, chipping off, or anything like that, they will replace it. So that's nice. And they have also mentioned that this is not the first time they powder coated their ramps. They had it on Scooby-Doo where they were green. I didn't catch this because their ramps in that game, I guess, were hidden underneath the upper playfield portion. I've only played Scooby-Doo a couple of times at TPF and recently at my friend Jason's when he got his. So I didn't catch that they were powder coated before. So I'm sure that if everyone's Scooby-Doo's powder coating is intact, then chances are these games are going to remain intact as well. But if you would like to have, I guess, the stainless steel look on the ramps, then that's always an option. I'd say I don't think it's an option through them so much, but if you are so inclined to get the CE, I'm pretty sure you could take them to a sandblaster and they can get them looking stainless steel for you. But I personally like the orange, but that's just me. The Tazmech towards the rear of the playfield, I do believe, I wish it could spin faster. I get it that it's spinning, it's rotating around, but the rotations per second or rotations per minute, I feel, is too slow. And if they could turn that up, I mean, it would require a whole new motor and stuff like that, more than likely. But I would have liked to see that spin a bit faster than what they currently have it set to. I'm glad that on Looney Tunes we got to see the full multi-ball when it comes to that rear panel. We didn't get to see it on TCM, so to see it in action on this game was nice. And the build-up to it is teased at the beginning of this gameplay stream, and then we get to see it about 9 or 10 minutes into the video, and I thought it was a nice little moment, a word that I've used recently. But to see that whole mech in action with multi-ball was pretty good. It's nice to watch that. It's a really interesting looking style of mech for multi-ball. Now on both TCM and Looney Tunes, there is a mech that feeds the ball slowly into the subway system on the left side. The meat grinder on TCM, I feel, is much more pleasing to watch and goes very well with the theme. Whereas the rocket, like Marvin's rocket that we have on Looney Tunes, okay, it's cool, but I don't think it's much of a show as it is on TCM. I wonder if there is another mechanism or another type of asset within Looney Tunes that would have been a better option than the rocket. I personally haven't gone through the Rolodex of what they could have done, but I think there probably could have been something a little bit better than just a rocket right there. This is something I wouldn't have even thought about, but since you show me TCM and the meat grinder and it works so well, and then you see Looney Tunes in comparison and you're like, oh, why couldn't you do something really cool like you did on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre? When it comes to the code, I'm liking what I'm seeing. The code looks to be pretty straightforward, and I don't want to use the word simple, but a lot of the times it's, this is what we need to do. It shows you on the screen for the modes. Shoot this, don't hit this. You get to see Bug fail like the last, I think, mode that he started with the tortoise and the hare race. Don't hit these particular shots, and those were the shots that he was hitting the most. But when it comes to the modes and everything, it definitely looks like it's going to be good. I don't see any problems with it right now. The videos on the screen, that looks like they've got a lot of assets to work with here. I'm curious about the cutscenes in between the modes. I'm hoping that they have a large variety for each of their modes and stuff like that. I fear that it will become boring, or I've seen this before, and then we'll skip through it like essentially almost every other pinball machine. I feel like this is something that companies need to change when it comes to keeping the player interested in watching what's on the screen, making it to where, like for instance, Cactus Canyon. So Cactus Canyon, when you hit it in there and you've got a little cutscene and they're showing you a random, bounty that you're going to get, you watch it because it's going to be something different this time. If it was always like, here's your bounty, partner, and it was always like 500 points, which it's not that low, but if it was always that, you'd be skipping past it. But since it's like, here's your bounty, partner, and it's something different, then you kind of find yourself going, I wonder what it's going to be. So this is something I wish that every manufacturer would start implementing when it comes to their cutscenes and stuff like that, is making it to where you want to watch it because you're curious if it's going to be different than it was last time. So I'm hoping that we get a little bit of that when it comes to Looney Tunes, that it's not just like, okay, I've seen this cartoon before, I saw it as a child, now I'm seeing it in my pinball machine. But if they can add some randomness to it or other little things, or just a large variety of different types of scenes, that would be great. And my last note here is what I started the video out with, and that is the audio. I really would have liked to have gotten more of the audio. Sadly, we didn't. But I do have a little bit of concerns when it comes to the multi-ball. When there's a lot of things going on and you've got a lot of sounds, it almost felt like a hodgepodge mess of Looney Tunes audio. A little bit of things throughout the gameplay here and there, and single ball play was fine, but I'm kind of wondering when you've got 3 or 4 balls going across the playfield, hitting all kinds of bing, bong, boom, like all these different types of horns and whistle sounds or whatever, that it's going to just sound like a big mess. and I could only hear a little bit of it in between Bugs speaking throughout the entire thing, but as of right now, that is a little bit of a concern to me. I definitely cannot wait to play this, and I think I'm going to be able to play it at Texas Pinball Festival. I foresee Spooky once again setting up a very large area showing off their particular game. Now, last year it was only Scooby-Doo. This year they're going to be showing off 2 games. What I want you to do, Spooky, let's do 10 of each game. Okay, that's a pretty fair, safe number if you can do that. You know you're going to sell them a TPF, so there's no concerns about, oh, hope we don't have to bring these games back. No, they're going to be gone. You bring 10 of each game, and first come, first serve when it comes to being able to buy these games. But that aside, I would like to definitely see some theme going on with this. Let's have like the large Looney Tunes circle where families and stuff like that can go, like put their head through it and pictures can be taken, you know, like stuff like that when it comes to Looney Tunes. And when it comes to TCM, probably have Luke dress up like, you know, Leatherface. He looks like he has the build for him. So let's just have him just randomly throughout the show every once in a while just kind of walk around the festival dressed as Leatherface. That might be pretty cool as well. So Looney Tunes, I know some of you are going to be asking, Cary, are you buying one? And I don't buy games unless I play them first, so I won't know for sure until I play at a Texas Pinball Festival. But right now, my feelings is that I think it's my favorite game that Spooky has done yet. Just from a visual standpoint for what I can see and hear every once in a while. But it looks like Looney Tunes is probably going to be my favorite from them. And I'm excited definitely for what they're going to be bringing us next, because as of right now, it looks like they're continuously improving and getting better. So if they continue that trend, even better things can come. So Looney Tunes from Spooky Pinball, what's your thoughts about the game? Let me know in the comments section down below, guys.